Wait a second, he left the boulder in the door so the door can close. This guy, this dwarf is like the brightest of them all. Look at the cat, which doesn't want to get in, of course, because cats do that. Now, how do I manage not to get everybody killed in this situation? I need that boulder moved. How do I do this? I can create a dump spots in here, like a garbage dump spot. D for garbage dump, and then I can designate to order. No, not order. Wait a second. What am I doing? Go down. Go back down. Oh, I pressed F1. That's why, which brought me in here like as a hotkey. I need to designate. I'm trying to look at this. Set B, set building and item properties and dump items. And then I click on here, and this boulder is set to be dumped in the garbage, which means something might not too soon come by and remove it so that the door can close. And now this troglodyte is going towards our cat. Are they gonna fight? I'm letting time pass slowly, one tick at a time. Please don't kill my cat. It doesn't seem like combat is occurring. He's standing in front of the cat. This troglodyte. Can I look at the status? A savage, man-like cave creature. He's lanky with ill-defined muscles. His very short, broad ears have great, swinging lobes. His nose bridge is concave. His nose is upturned. His slightly sunken, thin-irised, pale pink eyes are slightly close-set. If you wanted an amount of adjectives, I think is said, there you are. His hair is dark brown, his skin is pale pink. No, he ignored the cat altogether. Cool. Okay, now I want the cat to get home, which I guess I could do by pasturing the cat. Let's say that I want the cats and the dogs to be in here. Pen, pasture, and put the dogs and the cats in here. Now the dwarves will actively go and find the pets to bring them in. There you go. Okay, now I can tell everybody that this door needs to be sealed. So forbid passage and keep tightly closed so that the pets can't open it. Alright. A door will be enough against troglodytes. However, there are worse things in the caves. Forgotten beasts can enter the caves from the outside and go towards your fortress, and they are building destroyers, meaning that they will destroy doors and other things like statues and workshops and stuff. But mainly it means that you're not safe with just doors. You need to build like drawbridges or things like that in order to fully seal your fortress from these monstrosities. Okay, we are not having any more water problems, which is very good. Now, some of these rooms are prepared, so I can go and set up doors. Let's put willow doors in here. And apricot doors in here. and then I can put some beds in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. A nice row of beds. And the dwarves will come in with the furniture and install it. As soon as the beds are in, I can pick one of them as the center of our dormitory room, which will be this big. And I will say that it is not an unassigned bed, but it is a D dormitory. You need to set up a dormitory because otherwise, if you only make a bedroom, dwarves will claim unclaimed bedrooms and also unclaimed dining rooms and throne rooms or studies. I guess every dwarf is a king underground, so every study, every chair with a table is a throne room. Okay, this area is fully excavated, so we can go on and build farm plots. Farm plots are multi-tile. As we said, 2x3. We want to have 6 plots. There we go. And then we wanted to have the workshops in here. So, workshops. What do we need? We can have a farmer's workshop in here, for example. This will be the place to process vegetables. Let's do this out of willow logs. Then we can have a kitchen, which is important. Out of logs, again, willow. But even more important for dwarves is the still. At the still is where you make the lifeblood of a dwarven fortress, which is, of course, alcohol. So let's make this out of a more noble material like stone, for example. So let's make the still out of diorite. We could also already build a fishery, because we have a fisher dwarf with us. Let's make the fishery out of willow logs. We now have to order the construction of some more furniture. For example, we have excavated a meeting hall, but we have no chairs nor table. So we can ask for the construction of rock tables. Let's do 4, and chairs. Let's do 4. Then I will also have another table and another chair for the bookkeeper study, and that'll be a nice batch of work to be done. Now, the meeting hall is here. I have nowhere to store the food. Why don't we carve out of here a nice stockpile for food, like this, so that we will also expose a bit more of this tetrahedrite. What is that? A cave swallow, probably. Yes, a giant cave swallow. There's many strange creatures in the caves. Now, we brought... Oh look, most of the workshops are done. The plots are done. People are still hanging out outside of the cart. This is because all our items that we brought from the mountain home, from our civilization, are still stored inside the cart. We will need to carve out spaces to set up as stockpiles, so not only for food as we said, but also for things like furniture and armor and leather and cloth and materials and so on and so forth. That, and we will need to set up a basic crop rotation, and we still have to put doors in here or a drawbridge. Alright, a few days have passed for me, none at all for our dwarves here at the soon-to-be fortress site. Anyway, we left our fortress with newly constructed farm plots. We want to schedule now what kind of crops we want planted in here. So hitting Q for building options, building properties, we can highlight all our different farm plots, and we have a choice. If you look at the top right, we have actually season by season. So first selecting down here, A is spring. If I hit B, this is summer, and in summer I have different options. So let's start with spring. Let's set up everything we want planted in spring, which should be the current season anyway. Dimple cups are just used for coloring cloth. It's a blue color dye. Not needed right now, we don't really have a cloth industry even, let alone a colored cloth industry. However, plump helmets are the core of dwarven, let's say, diet. So we surely want a couple, at least, of plots. Then let's have a couple for quarry bushes and a couple for sweet pods. Then let's jump right up to the winter for every plot, because in winter really we can only have plump helmets. I mean, we can also have dimple cups, but as I said, we would have nothing to do with them. Also, they require are a bit more labor intensive than most crops, because to actually extract the blue dye from dimple cups, which are mushroom by the way, you need to process them at a quern. Is that how you say that word? You have to grind them. We have set up spring and winter for every plot. Let's do summer now. In summer our choice opens up, because now we can have pigtails, which is our thread producing crop for the underground. So we can plant, harvest, and then process pigtails to produce thread, and then at the loom the thread can be processed into cloth, and so on and so forth. I will say we will have, in the summer we will have, I would say at least a, wait a second, summer, I have to select summer for every plot. I will have a couple of pigtails planted. Then, what else can we only have in summer? Cave wheat. Let's have a couple of cave wheat. Actually, let's have... I will probably not have many pigtails seeds right out of the gate, so I don't think I can plant 3 plots worth of pigtails. we will have to see. So let's try maybe more plump helmets and maybe more pigtails. Let's see. It would be three pigtails, 2 cave wheat, 1 plump helmet. And in the autumn has more or less the same choices. We still have pigtails. We can still in the autumn pigtails and pigtails. And then I also want, let's have more cave wheat. Let's have quarry bushes and a quarry bushes. Alright, so let's check again. A, B, C, D. Okay, every season is set. Autumn is not set for this plot. It is set for the others, but it's not set for this. What do I want? In here maybe more quarry bushes. So A, B, C, D. Okay. A, B, C, D. Okay. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Alright. So we have crops selected for all 4 seasons, for all 6 plots. Again, probably not every spot, not every tile in each of the plots will be used because we will probably struggle a little bit in producing seeds back from the crops in time to plant them again, but it's a start. And a dwarf that has the farming labor enabled will get to it as soon as possible. Let's see who this dwarf could be. Farming. There's only one dwarf with farming enabled and at level 1 for the skill growing, which is our expedition leader, Kubuk Letmozoth. Alright, so Kubuk will be our planter and grower. I'm thinking, I now remember, there's a reason why you don't want to have just about anybody work on the fields, because the farming fields are one of those things, like for example construction, that do not by default restrict only the enabled dwarves to work on, so to speak. And how do we manage that? From the orders tab. So pressing O for set orders. You see here it's changed. This is the current standing orders. We want to set up the workshop orders, capital W. And there's quite a few things I'd like to set in here. So for example, auto loom all thread. I don't want this. I want to be able to control the thread that is loomed into cloth. Use any cloth is okay. Auto collect webs. No, I don't want you to get out in the caves to collect webs. We would collect spider silk webs to produce silk thread, by the way, but I don't want dwarves to do that yet. Auto slaughter is alright because you first have to select the animal to be slaughtered, and as soon as you do that, the game creates a task in the butchery shop, which we don't have anyway. Auto butcher is probably the same thing when it relates to game. Animals caught in hunting. Auto fishery is okay, auto kitchen is okay, auto tan is okay. And where is the stuff about fields? Should be in here. Age. Dwarves all harvest. I want to change this to only farmers harvest. Right in here. Alright, I want it like this because the farmer dwarves, as they get better and better at farming, they increase the yield of the crops. So for each seed we will get more produce. Then I want also to set up something about refuse. By default, dwarves ignore refuse from outside, where outside is a really nebulous idea. I want them to gather refuse from outside, because sometimes bones, which are by nature refuse, can have useful, because you can work bones into any sort of crafts. So I want to gather refuse from outside, but yeah, I want them to ignore the vermin remains, which is okay. Then dwarves save corpses, skulls, bones, shells, skins, etc, etc, etc. Okay, that's good for refuse orders. Is there anything under forbid? Forbid used ammunition. Now this order default is meant to protect your dwarves, because if you do this and say claim used ammunition, it means that dwarves will get out to reclaim fired arrows and quarrels. However, I want to be able to, or rather, since I will restrict movement of dwarves during sieges and attacks using another method, I don't want the game to flag items as forbidden, require me then to go back and set them as claimed again if I want to collect them. I want the game to leave those spent quarrels as they are, because when the attack has ended, I will unrestrict movement for the dwarves and they will go out and collect everything. I'm doing so much splaining and so few gaming. Claim your dead, yes. Claim your death items, yes. Claim other dead, yes. I want to claim everything. I want to claim all the items. Everything is mine. I think we're alright for orders for now. I want to check one thing. Do we have, if I go down to the Mason workshop, do I have tables. I can start setting up these tables in places where I want them. One table I want, build table. I want a table here. This will be our manager study, and I want to use this cool table here. The symbols around indicate the quality of the table. I'm choosing the highest quality table for our manager. Not that it matters much at this point, but later on nobles will require quality furniture to increase the overall room quality. And I want to build more tables. Nope, I said tables. In this room here, which will be our meeting room. Let's have a table here. And another table here. And now we have to wait for the construction of more tables and chairs. Oh look, there's already somebody using the bedroom, the dormitory, and it is Kubuk, our expedition leader. Cool. Let me check again before I unpause real quick. Who is without a job? Our woodworker is without a job. Our jeweler, which is a everything crafter, is without a job. And the fish cleaner, which by the way is a miner actually. I think Limel, are you the miner? The extra miner that I've set up? Not really. Not really. You are a butcher, tanner, leather worker, fish cleaner, weaver and clothes maker. How will you make yourself useful for now while we don't have any of this? You will make yourself useful by doing masonry and carpentry, both. Or actually, I can set you up doing something even better, stone detailing. Stone detailing is used for smoothing and decorating stone, which also applies to just about everywhere, walls, floors. So for example, I can designate our meeting room to be smoothed out. When the stone is smooth, is better looking, and the dwarves will just be happier just being in there. I will also want to smooth this corridor in here, and also the dormitory. Okay, we have that. Who else was without job? That's Limel. Now our Id. Id is the dwarf that we looked at in depth last time, isn't he? Or she? He. Id. Yes. Id, he's the crafter. Crafter, bone carver, gem setter, gem carver. Okay, I have something for him to do. I want him to also be, for now, our forge guy. I will set up all the metalworking for him, and I have removed furnace operation from Kubuk, which is our cook, brewer, and is he also the farmer? Yes, he is also the farmer. Alright, our crafter will now be able to operate furnaces, do weaponsmithing, armorsmithing, blacksmithing, and metal crafting, which is the skill involved in turning metal bars, for example, gold, into crafts, valuable crafts. I want him also, though, to be able to create his own charcoal, because we don't have any like fossil fuel, or at least we didn't find fossil fuel in the underground. So I want him able to do wood burning, and I will remove wood burning from Kubuk, so he will be able to both create his charcoal by burning wood and then operate furnaces to smelt the gold ore into gold bars and then do metal crafting. And why don't we get set up for that? We will need a wood furnace. Let's put a wood furnace in here out of diorite. Then we will want also a smelter. Let's put a smelter in here. then workshop and metalsmith forge. Let's have the forge downstairs, being it a more noble type of workshop. We will use our iron anvils. The default embark starts with an iron anvil. If you don't get an anvil right from the start, your only option for starting metalsmithing is waiting for a caravan, hope they have an anvil, and buy it by exchanging goods, basically. Alright, we have set up the constructions of all the shops involved, and we can now unpause and watch everything unfold. Will we see a dwarf starting to plant, starting to place seeds in the ground? Here he is, the expedition leader. Can we catch him in action? Yes. Plant seeds. Let's leave him at that. We can probably see, okay, we can see what he planted by examining this. He planted plump helmet spawns. Nice. The wood furnace and smelter are still requiring a dwarf to construct. I'm also thinking we are pretty exposed in there. In here, I mean. Should I build a larger... Wait! What are those? Who are you? A badger! These are badgers! Badger, 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 badger. They shouldn't be... They shouldn't be... problematic, I think. They're badgers, right? What can badgers do? They just go around. Cool, alright. You never know in Dwarf Fortress. There's birds and there's monkeys, and you never know what can happen. So the miners are hanging out in there. Here on the surface. It means that they've probably did everything I asked them down here. Yes. So this is the area we've dug out for food storage. So let's do that. Let's set up food storage. P for stockpile and F for food. Like this. This is now a food stockpile, so every available dwarf will rush in and move items. The stone detailing is going on. Yes, walls are being carved smooth, which is nice. Do we have also more furniture? Tables and thrones have been made. Let's build a table in here. Let's place a nice... we only have standard table. Do I have another door? BD. Willow doors. Yes, let's place a door there. More tables? No, not yet. Wait a second. Have I built a table right next to another table? That's not good. I didn't want to do that. I wanted a chair next to a table or a throne. I've hit T for throne instead of C for chair. Remove this. X. Yes. Remove. There's thrones in there. B, C. That's why I kept hitting T, thinking it was throne, but it is table instead. Give me this. Then more. C for chair. Come on, come on. We have tables now. I don't have any more tables. Do I have more chairs? Yes. Alright. The dwarves are carrying the chairs. Okay. I probably want more doors. I can make stone doors. Add task door. 1, 2, 3, 4 doors. And I want probably more. Table, table, chair, chair. The forge is constructed, which is good. We can have a... well, there's no point in having a metal bar stockpile near here because we don't have metal bars yet. But still says needs architecture. It won't construct my wood burning and smeltery because it says needs architecture. Do we have an architect? I think we do. Yes, we do have an architect. It is Mebzut Limarnish, which is doing what? Current job, construct rock table. Okay, man, you are our only mechanic and architect. I want you to stop hauling of food, items, and furniture. And refuse. And wood. And don't clean. Okay. Will you... oh, right, he's also our only mason. That's not good. Let's have somebody else also be a mason. Like, for example, the 2 miners can also be masons. They won't be as good. I mean, he's only level 1, so not that big of a deal. Alright. He should be now free, relatively free. Let's get him out of masonry too. Let's do that. Let's hope he will now come and be the architect so that we can finish construction. There goes the badger. Is he coming? Doesn't look like. It was Mabzut, right? No, it wasn't Mabzut. Yes, it was Mabzut. Oh, I gave him stone detailing. No, I didn't give him stone detailing. He had stone detailing right from the start. So remove stone detailing so that we have Limul do the stone detailing. Alright. This should do the trick. Mabsut should now come up here